How's it going, Sha?
It's going all right. Before we get started, I want to dedicate this show to the woman who set the new world record for the oldest skydiver, who we talked about,
Yeah.
and she passed away a week later.
Yo.
And I don't want to say I told you so, but I will say that Gabby sent me a message and said, "Guess you told us. Be easy,
Oh my God.
be easy, ma'am. Be easy. That's the highest. That's my prayer to anyone who passes away. Be easy." But
Yo, because she just started reading like the article, like, she knows we do this show.
mhm,
So she, like, anytime she finds interesting news, she just starts sharing it. So
right.
she was like, "Hey, did you hear about this lady?" And I was like, "Shalewa called it." I just started yelling. She's like, "Yeah, I'm messaging now. Let her know the situation." Uh, yeah, yo, it was a bit trippy. Respect your
Mhm,
foresight even more.
mhm.
Little by little, you keep doing things that I got to tell you make me really look into astrology signs. And
That's just that wasn't astrology. That was just sh I feel like she was tired. I just felt like she was tired.
lesson
And
learned.
yeah, and people were not respecting her wish to just rest.
You think somebody signed up like, "Yo, grandma, you should go skydiving"?
I feel like
Yeah,
she probably was like, "Oh, Lord." I mean, that's a thing I wanted to do, but I feel like I'm even too old to do that, and then she just kept living.
yo,
And so she was like, "Alright, well, I guess I'll do it once." And she did it a few more times, and I'm sure it was, like, the powers that be were not done with her yet, but she was like, "I'm done. I'm tired. Imma set this little record, and then I'm out."
real talk,
Like
yo.
I don't know what else to do, but Imma go on and set this, and then I'm just gonna lie down for a
Real
minute.
talk.
I'm just gonna rest my eyes for just a second.
The greatest drop the mic ever.
Yes,
Right here.
yes,
Real
yes.
talk, yo. Much
So,
respect, yo.
much respect. Be easy, ma'am.
Sincerely, yo. That was beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was moved. Because it's the most American of stories. Like like she went out on top. This is like,
Mhm.
this is like winning the championship your senior year. You know what
Yes,
I mean? Like,
she put a button to the movie.
yeah,
And she gave us the ending that, we as dumb Americans need.
yeah. Yo, and she
Yeah.
for real walked off into the sunset. Like she
She
did the whole
literally
thing.
did. Yep, she
Yo,
sure did.
this is fire. Oh man, like I swear, I'm so sincere. That shit like was fire to me. This is so dope. She went out on a bang. She did the whole thing.
Yep, yep,
Yo,
she sure
much
did.
respect. Yo, real talk. I'm trying. Like, I don't know how you top that.
You don't. That's why you
Yeah.
drop the mic and you literally top it by going to heaven. That's it. Or wherever it is that you decide people go to. That's what
Yeah.
you do. You just
But like, what if you like 102? Like, what you doing there? Like, you got to hold out. B, you got to come up with a better ending.
I hope that if you are in your hundreds, you are not keeping up with what other old people are doing.
Why not?
But yeah, I know you are because
I
you
would
keeping up with people your age right now. You're trying to compete with the youngsters. You're doing a lot. You're a
real
competitive
talk.
nature. I feel like at that age, really, it's just, um, you're just like every day you wake up, you're like, oh shit, this again. And so maybe you're not necessarily not trying. It's not if you are constantly driving. Let me tell you something. If I get up to 102 years old
Yeah.
and I am constantly looking on whatever my version of social media is to see what others are doing, forget it. Like, just, I'll never find peace. I'll never find peace. I want to find peace. I want peace within the next like by the end of the fiscal year. I want peace. I don't want to be concerned with what others are doing. I don't want to compare myself to it. I just want peace now. Now, serenity now. I want it now. I want peace and I want it now. And so the idea of being 102 and hearing that 104-year-old set the record and then died, I'd just be like, man, I'm so glad that they passed away. Like that's what I like, just yeah, I never want to keep competing. I'm not competitive in that I'm very competitive. So I'd rather not compete than compete because then it would consume me and it would be ugly. So I made the choice to just like try to not only use my competitive nature for good to like push me forward. But at a
Yeah.
certain point, I feel like I want to just be okay with where I am and not constantly looking. And I was told that was gonna happen at 40, and I'm here to tell you that's some bullshit. It doesn't stop. If you are so inclined to, like, constantly kinda compare,
Yeah.
there's no magic thing that happens at 40 where you're like, "I don't care anymore." You will stop caring about things, but it'll not be in the way that you're expecting. It'll be other things that will eventually kinda add up. And then suddenly you wake up and you're like, "Oh, I do kind of care less and less." And it is a
Mm,
freeing it's so freeing. And that's what I want more of that, but I know I can't force it, I have
I
to
like
just
that.
not care at my own speed. But man.
You know, so see a couple things here. Like one, I think I think that's like a core difference I feel that other people don't get about what moves me. Like
Mhm,
I love competing, but I
mhm,
also love when other people do better than me. Like I love helping people do well.
mhm.
I think it drives me because it lets me know what's possible. Like I
Okay.
would be just as hyped if I was the 100 and if I set the record and then
Uh-huh.
someone broke it a week later. I'm like, oh, word, we playing now. That's what's up. Like I would high five them and tell them, yo, I'm coming for you.
Right.
But it's I don't know, I feel good about it. I love when people do well,
Mhm,
and I do want to do better, but I feel like without people doing well, I won't do better. I need them to kind
mm.
of push. So it's not an enemy so much as like uh a respectful adversary. I don't know. Like I kind of dig when someone else is shining because it
Right.
gives me something to shoot for. And I
Sure.
want them to keep doing it. You know what I mean? Like my only issue is she died because like I would go for her record and want her to beat it next week. Like yo, let's go.
Yeah, no, I think, and I think the setting the record and dying is perfect. Great. Leave him wanting more. Like, you know what I mean? I made my mark. I don't need to be here forever. I don't need to
Real
keep
talk.
one-upping and one-upping. I'm 104. So, I did the thing.
Real talk. There's no Godfather 3s in this,
Yeah,
okay?
no, no, there aren't.
That's it. We did it right. I have been playing with more peace in general. Like it's been about a month now where creatively I'm in a good headspace.
Oh, good for you.
And yeah, and like the biggest change I made is so I have like a 10-hour work day and I make it a point to schedule 5 hours of work only. And that's been extremely helpful. Like I feel like in the past I would schedule the whole 10 hours to the T, and if anything went wrong, like it would stress me out
Mhm.
because now I have new things to do the next day.
Right.
And instead, I'm allowing for the fact that creative work isn't like machine work. So
Okay.
like, I'm trying to give myself the space of like, hey, this should take 5 hours, but if I need room to play today, I got 5 hours.
Oh,
And I'm
alright.
feeling more accomplished because I'm hitting the five every day. And usually once a day, there's one thing that either surprises me and needs to get done, but more likely though is usually one of the creative things I get really into and I could play around with it more and I could spend the time in it and not feel like I'm falling behind on something.
Hmm. That's interesting. I don't know if I I don't know if I work in that linear of a way. Like I
Yeah.
don't know if I could set aside an 8 hour, let's just say 8 cuz 10 is insane. An 8 hour day to just work on the thing.
Yeah.
Now, I could spend a few hours working on something, but it's not because I necessarily set that time aside. It's because I got inspired
Mm.
and then I started working on it. And then I just took up whatever time I would have been doing another thing, doing that. Um, but yeah, I don't know if I could just sit down. So I mean, that's good that you've given yourself room to play or whatever, but that to me gave me a little bit of anxiety of just like, okay, I got to do something. You know what I mean? I have to do so. I've set aside this time every day. I already did the admin stuff of it.
Yeah.
So now I have to be creative. And this is the only time I have to do it today. And yeah, that stresses me. The idea of that stresses me out. I
Okay.
mean, my house will be cleaned spotless by the
There
end of
you
that
go.
day. Absolutely spotless. But creatively, no. I
Okay.
don't think. Yeah.
I guess what's helped me is that like um I don't have and this is I think this is really key for me. I don't have a deadline for anything right now.
Oh, sure.
So
Yes.
so like I have like 5 things that I want to get done. There are various degrees of uh size in terms of like how much it would take to get completed and uh related to my quote unquote job. So like, like I have actual stand-up stuff that I want to work on. That's
Mhm.
like, most related. Then one man show, very closely related but not quite stand up. Then pilot, closely related but not stand up. Then like weird like musical that I'm writing, that's
Mhm.
super far in the back, right? And then anytime I'm creative and I feel like um I'm in a rut or like I feel pressured, I do the
Mhm.
least important of them,
Mm. Yeah.
so that way I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just play around today, and
Sure,
then
sure.
if I feel really good and I feel like moved about something, I could do the higher stake thing.
Mhm.
And I've told like my manager and my wife that like I'm just gonna work till it feels done. That way I'll give it to you when it's finished, and now we can start the whole stressful process of, hey, let's release this, promote this, whatever. But I'm
Right.
really trying to eliminate the whole idea of like pitching an idea and then working to a deadline.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just hyper stresses me out. I'm trying to just be free to make things. It's everything that I've done career wise that I'm happy with stands for like 2 TV spots. So like the other like 8 times I've been on TV, my album, uh, the podcast, everything that I've like been involved with creatively that I'm happy is because I move it at like my pace.
Oh, right, sure.
And then I present it when I think it's ready. And I think that's been key for me to not only making things that I'm happy with, but sustaining happiness with the thing. Case in point with this, like we slowly add components to it.
Mhm.
We could add them faster, but then I'd probably burned out by now.
Right, yeah. No, I absolutely that to me makes sense, the idea of moving at your own pace, whatever your pace may be. That absolutely makes sense to me. I'd prefer to do that as well, which is why like, having setting those hours aside would mess with me because I would just sit there thinking, I'm supposed to be doing."
Yeah.
And that would stress me out, and I wouldn't be able to come up with anything, but at my own pace, absolutely. And then, um if you are working with others, they also need to understand that you are working at their pace. Although,
Yeah.
if I have to produce something, definitely give me a deadline.
Yeah. That's
Give
the
me that
exactly.
deadline because I need that to know, to know how to feel about it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, because the things my brain will suddenly click probably 2 hours before the deadline, and
Yeah.
then I can get it down, and then I'm like, "Oh, okay, this isn't," you know what I mean? Like, I'm second guessing myself for the first 2/3 of my time working on it, and then that last third, I'm like, "Oh, I think this might be something," and then I get that down quickly, and it does end up being something, and then I can give it to someone, and they're like, "Oh, this is fine. What if we tried this?" And now I can do that because I have the thing down.
Yeah.
Um, and then, we're looking at deadlines, and I'm like, "Okay, I got into the zone just before one deadline, so if you look at it and you immediately return it with other things, great, because 'cause I'm still in the zone." It's better than if I got into the zone immediately on getting the assignment, because then I'm out of the zone,
Right,
and
right.
I do it early on. I'm like, "This is great," and I send it to you, and then you send it back, and you're like, "Okay, try these changes." I'm like, "What was I even doing?" You know what I mean? Like, I don't. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm so far away from the mindset, but if I just do it, hand it to you, and you give it back, I'm like, "Great, I'm as close to the mindset as I'll ever be." Like, it's fresher in my mind.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Huh.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Who knows? We're all trying to figure it out.
Real talk. All I have to say is my stand up coming along slowly, but I got a new coffee table book
Oh,
that's
did
coming out.
you?
I've been working on a coffee table book. It's super stupid. But again, it's just like the least important of all of my projects. Um, but anytime I don't have the energy for the others, I want to do something that I think is silly that I could bring with me on the road.
Mhm.
And I like the idea of like I don't know why a coffee table book, like I fell in love with the idea of it, so I'm making one. I don't even drink
Okay.
coffee like that, but I want to make a coffee table book. You know?
Okay. How big will this book be? And also, if you're gonna take a bunch of books on the road, I hope it's more of like a pamphlet.
Yeah, like there's it's physically should be like uh well, I guess because my pants are bigger, but it fits in your back pocket. But I
Oh,
wear like
okay.
oversized Dickies, so like for
Right.
most people, it would be purse to back pocket,
Mhm.
depending on your range. I think that works. But I wanted something that was tangible so that when I do shows, I could give you something
Mhm.
besides just like a t-shirt.
Right.
And I also wanted something I could sign.
And also, t-shirts are such a hassle because you gotta
Yeah.
keep
I
up
got
with
like all the
sizes and all that
sizes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, yeah, I get that. T-shirts they can get at your site. Order
Yeah.
the order the
Real
t-shirts
talk.
on the site, and then if
It'll
you see
show
me
up at your
live,
crib.
yeah, I'm big on stickers or buttons.
Yeah.
I'd prefer dealing with that. That is, a little bit easier, and it's just like a little something like, "Here you go. Here's something to remember."
Yeah. I wanted
Mhm.
something like that like it was a physical thing. It was small,
Right.
easy to carry.
Mhm.
I did want it to have a little bit more of me. So like if you heard me talk for an hour, you get my voice.
Mhm.
And then when you read it, you can kind of read it in that voice, and you'll continue to get more of that at your crib. I think that'd be
Sure.
cool. So yeah, bang, coffee table book coming soon.
Okay.
It's gonna be heat, baby.
And also for those who are picturing a coffee table book, it is the world's smallest coffee table book. It's actually the size of a bathroom book.
Real talk,
But
you know.
it goes on your coffee table. Got it.
Oh man, all that's to say is we trying, okay?
We're trying. That's all. We're just trying. That's all that we're trying to say.
Oh man, kicking off. Miami teacher showed Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey to the fourth grade class. A mental health counselor has met with students who express concern. That's right. Fourth graders at a K-12 charter school in Miami Springs got an upsetting Halloween surprise when their teacher screened the horror movie Winnie the Pooh, Honey and Blood. Despite the title of the film, including Winnie the Pooh, the movie is not suitable for children as it follows Winnie and Piglet on a bloodthirsty rampage after Christopher Robin abandons them for college. The film was shown to fourth graders at the Academy of Innovative Education on brand
I
on
mean, you wanted innovation. You wanted
change the game.
innovation. Yo.
It was shown on October 2nd. I feel completely abandoned by the school, said Michelle Diaz, a parent whose twins were in the fourth grade. Damn, you got hit twice by this? Oh,
Mm.
adding that the movie was shown because of a careless teacher. According to Diaz, the film played for 20 to 30 minutes before the teacher shut it off. She said that the students were allowed to pick a movie to watch, and they selected Blood and Honey, but it's not for them to decide what they want. It's up to the professor to look at the content. He didn't stop the movie, even though there were kids saying, "Hey, stop the movie. We don't want to watch this."
Wait,
Miss.
okay. All right. Hold on. I'm trying to figure this out. How did they even have access to the movie?
Yo, they probably
I
just saw the ads.
I mean, like, didn't that just come out?
It's been out, I think, like 3 months now. It's
Oh.
recent.
Yeah, it's recent. Okay.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm like, was it only streaming?
I would assume so. I don't think it did a large like
It wasn't,
theater
like, in
run because it was
theaters
an
or
indie
anything?
flick. Yeah,
Oh, okay, it was an indie flick.
yeah.
Alright.
Because this is when Winnie the Pooh became like public. The trademark ended, so
That's
this was like the
right.
counter
You
movie. Yeah,
you could do whatever you wanted with Winnie the
yeah,
Pooh, and that's what
and it
this guy. Yeah,
exactly.
I remember kinda seeing the trailer, and I was just like, "Well, that's a take." But I kept going with my life. But yeah, I feel like it's called Blood and Honey, so I feel like the teacher should have said, "Alright, we'll take that one off the list. We're not gonna." You guys are what? They're 4th grade, so they're 9 and
Yeah,
10. I don't know if you're really ready for a movie with blood in the title yet. Not at school. Do what you want at home, but at school, I'm not really gonna show you. Like, for sure, the teacher should have, like, just said, "Nah, not that one." You know what I mean?
yo,
Like,
watch the trailer.
watch the trailer. Like,
Watch the trailer.
let them pick, send you some titles, watch the trailers of those, and then go, "Okay, so Blood and Honey's out."
Yeah,
Like,
yo, how
but
hard was this?
so, I mean, like, but then I wonder what it was streaming on that a
Mm.
teacher would go, "All right, yeah, sure," and start it. You know what I mean? Because I mean, like, is it one of those things where, like, is it on Tubi and the teacher's just like, there's nothing bad on Tubi and just started it? Or do you know what I mean?
I
Like,
know
there are
it's on
just
Amazon Prime now.
oh, it's on Amazon. Yeah, you should have
Yeah.
checked that out. Yeah, that ain't right, bruh. That's not right. Oh, but I wonder if the teacher was just like, you know what? Fuck these kids. Fuck these kids. I've only had them for a few months and they are the worst. They are the worst.
Yeah.
So,
Like
like, oh,
I
okay. Y'all want blood and honey? You getting blood and honey.
yeah, real talk. Like like what if these kids was like talking like wild reckless, in the class, like uh they got weirdly into like gangster rap. And they're like, "Oh, y'all think this is a game?" You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Violence is real. It's scary, okay? You never
Right.
seen it. And she did this to like scare them straight, you know?
Yeah, that's possible. I feel like that would make sense if a teacher was just kind of like, but I mean, 20 to 30. Honestly, you could have just shown the trailer and I feel like you would have terrified. At that age, I would hear radio commercials for Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and
Yeah,
those would terrify me.
that's real.
The radio commercials were scary enough for me to be like, "This is not for me." But then I had a very good friend whose whose mom didn't care and let her go, single mom, didn't care, let her go to all these scary movies, and then she'd come back and she'd tell me what would happen in the movies. And I mean,
Mm.
still scary, but easier to take it through my friend's lens than going myself. But yeah, like, I feel like if you wanted to just kinda scare them straight, you could have shown them that trailer. That trailer is scary.
Yeah, it would have been done. Real talk. You don't need to traumatize people. I still don't want to watch scary movies now. I feel like it's a weird thing. I
No, I
think
don't yeah, it's not my thing.
yeah, it
You
doesn't call me, but to
Oh,
each their own.
okay. I had a question and an answer is right here. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey was released without a rating, which could explain how the film ended up as an option for 4th graders to watch. Nah, they still make trailers. Also,
Yeah,
blood
B.
is in the title. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
don't mean
B.
to be a prude, but I just feel like unless it is literally about teaching all the kids about menstruation, there's probably no reason at 9 or 10 you should necessarily watch a movie in school with the title with blood in the title.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I can't think of a single time when like blood is cool for that young of an age demo as part
Yeah.
of the marketing.
And even
You
if
know what I
you're
mean?
talking about, like, menstrual cycles, I feel like maybe don't put blood in the title, just say, "Boy, have we got something to tell you," or something, I don't know.
Yeah, real
You know what
talk.
I mean?
Birds and
Just
the
like
bees is a
birds
term
and
for a
bees,
reason.
just like yeah, like something not that I want a bunch of soft children, but, like, maybe it's called Blood and Honey. I don't know. I just
My son has been dying to watch this.
the
I'm
movie?
yeah, he's super like into like gore and all of that. Like
Oh, so yeah.
just in general. Like we watched Saving Private Ryan, and he
Mhm.
only stays in the room for like the war scenes. And he's like, I don't need all this emo stuff. And he leaves every time there's dialogue. Like,
Okay.
so yeah, he's like, I'm not here for this. He's like, I'm here
Alright. Well,
for the war. So he's been
that's
trying to see this, but we can't get I'm okay with him watching. I think he's old enough. But Gabby, this is like one of her favorite cartoons.
oh, she's not gonna
So
mm-mm.
she's like, no, this is not
Yeah,
running in my house.
he's gonna have to watch that Contraband style at somebody else's house at a
Yeah,
sleepover or something.
that's it. I told him, I was like, you gotta wait until you're old enough to watch this on your own and not tell us.
Yes,
Like real
exactly.
talk, like this is just a
Yeah.
you thing. Real talk. I
Ab
don't need to know everything you do.
Mhm.
I think this is gonna fall under that category, little man.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah, he's gonna have
we're
to
okay
take
with it.
that he's gonna have to take that to either the grave or until, like, he's, right out of college.
Yeah, I was like,
Um,
tell me about it when you like 28.
yeah.
But there's certain things that I just don't need to know you do, and I think this is
Mhm.
one of them. He's like, admittedly, I'd watch it, but your mom is adamant, and I married her, so I like, good luck, brother. Real talk. It was so straightforward, Shy. He was like, "Yo, why?" I was like, "I said yeah," and then Gabby was like, I was like, "I guess not." And
Well, nope,
I was like, "That's it, B." I told her, y'all married her, my G. Like, she ain't with it. She ain't with it. We ain't watching it.
Yeah, he's gonna find another way to watch that. But,
That's it, B.
good luck on your journey with gore
Real
to your
talk.
young man.
I thought I was into it too. I watched Chucky, got scared straight. Okay, I watched Chucky, got scared relentlessly. Then my wife took me to watch Saw when we were dating. I laughed a lot, and I think that like psychologically was me trying to like not be scared.
Uh-huh.
And I watched Get Out. Those are the 3 horror movies I think I've seen in full.
Oh,
Everything
wow.
else, like I've seen in
Okay.
clips, but like I don't do it. It's not
Yeah.
my thing.
No, I watched Get Out, and I didn't think I would. And I had someone tell me about Get Out, like, the day after they saw it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sharon Paul. We were at the creek, and she was like, "Oh, I saw it," and then she was like, "Oh, I don't wanna give you any spoilers." I was like, "Not only do I love spoilers, I want you to tell me about the movie from stem to stern. Tell me the whole thing. Let's sit in this dark ass theater and wait for the others, and you tell me the whole movie. This is how I was raised." But I did watch that when I finally watched Get Out, I watched it on an iPad that I
Okay.
had that I put at the end of my bed by my feet. And I had a pillow. I was hugging a pillow. I had a blanket that I could cover up my eyes with very quickly. And it was all the way at my feet. That way, if something really happened that like terrified me, I could kick it off the bed. And I was like, this might be the way to do this now. I saw what was the last one? Nope. I saw that one in theaters.
Okay.
So, and I
I
think
couldn't do it.
the only other kind of scary movie I've watched was one called The Invitation. That was kind of an indie one, and I was just so intrigued by the idea of it. Like I read up on it, and I watched it like on television. I was like, this is actually not bad. But
Oh.
other than that, I ain't watching. I saw the end of Carrie, the movie Carrie, and that shit scared the hell. That had a jump scare, and I was just like, oh yeah, no, I'm right. I was
Yeah,
like
nah, B.
25 when I saw that, and I was like, nope, this is why I avoided this. No, no.
Yeah, B, it ain't for me.
Mm-mm.
I watched a little bit of It Follows.
Mm.
I was like, yeah, not for me. I'm good. The concept is scary enough.
Right.
Get Out did not work in my house. I think I told you about this. I slept in the living room that night. I was scared of Gabby.
Oh,
in my old
really?
house. Straight up, I was like, "Yeah, I don't know if I trust you. I know
Oh.
we've been together a long time."
Well, you know
Uh,
what? That one I thought I was expecting a lot more to happen, like scary stuff.
yeah,
So I'm like, okay, this feels like this movie is about to wrap up, but I haven't, like, outside of the heavy suspense and all that shit, I haven't seen like the someone appearing with a knife and the like that's the gore, the slight whatever slight gore there would be, it hadn't happened yet. And right when I said that, old dude got impaled by the deer an antler, and I was just like, okay, is that huh? You know what I mean? I was like, "Oh, this is fine. I could probably move this iPad up to my knees. I don't think I need it all the way down at my feet." So, eh,
okay.
yeah,
Key to watching scary movies. Little screen, far away.
far away.
Okay,
Yes.
real talk.
Also, afternoon, so that you can
Afternoon,
watch something nice at the end of the day.
real talk. Yeah, I messed
Yeah.
all that up. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
good to
no.
know. I mean, I gotta say, by the way, the teacher did do that.
Oh,
She,
yeah.
you know what I mean? I gotta give her that. She put it on in the afternoon. I'm
Mhm.
assuming that's when the kids are in school.
I
You
don't
know,
know. It is, innovative education or
innovative
whatever it's
education.
called.
Oh man! In other news, Texas megachurch pastor to pay $2.4 million after allegedly giving a woman herpes. Uh, yo,
That is
yo.
not that is not the kind of laying of hands that I was expecting.
Oh man, a popular pastor in Texas. Hell yeah, he was popular. Popular pastor, popular pastor in Texas has been ordered to pay 2.5 million to a woman after a jury decided he'd given her a sexually transmitted disease. The Reverend Dr. Ralph D. West II, for clarity's sake, so you know
I
exactly who to avoid.
whole name.
Yo, not the first. Even his
No,
dad's like,
you
"Nah,
want the
B, that
second
ain't
and
me."
not a junior. He's the second.
Oh man, he was found liable after a 3-day trial, nearly 7 hours of deliberation. The unidentified woman has claimed West had infected her with genital herpes in 2018 after the pair met on Facebook. Her lawyer, Sean Murphy, said the Reverend had lied to her about whether he had the disease, but that she'd been able to identify West as the source of her outbreak through medical records and the fact that she hadn't been with anybody else. Murphy said his client was relieved and vindicated by the judge. But you can't fix it, he added. She's got it for the rest of her life. West, the pastor at Houston's Church Without Walls,
Mm.
which claims to boast a congregation of more than 24,000 families, did not immediately respond. Yo, my
Well,
man
that's
doing
a
numbers.
weird not individual members,
Mm-mm.
not a member count, but a family count?
A family count. That's
Alright, I
different.
yeah, maybe we might need to check.
They gotta look into that church. Look a
Yeah,
little suspect to me, yo.
a
I know there's a
little
lot of
bit.
red flags popping up right there, yo. Uh-uh.
Church without walls.
Yeah. I choked on that one. You saw me.
Yeah, I feel like maybe you need a little bit of a little bit of a wall.
I love walls. Walls are
Something.
fantastic. That's the
Mhm.
structure. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
now, I mean, you
Ugh.
convinced me a lot of other stuff. You know what I mean? But I think walls aside, you can convince me on less walls. I'm pro
Maybe.
that. But
Nah, I'd
walls, I
say
want walls.
I want walls.
You know what I
Definitely
mean?
if a pastor's out here with, herpes giving it to members of his
Real talk.
congregation,
Yeah, I want a
maybe.
wall at least between us.
Wait,
I
but was she in the congregation? No, they met on Facebook. Oh, so he's
yeah,
just
yo,
out here wilding in general.
straight up.
Is he
He's
married?
and that's a good question. I didn't get that impression
Mm,
because they didn't say that like they didn't mention his wife. I feel like after putting out all his business, they would have put out that business too.
let's see
So I got the
here.
impression he's a single dude out here hitting the streets a little too hard. But he
Okay.
is married. Oh no. In 2008, see powerful book finding strength. He is married to Sharetta Michelle Grays West, and they have 2 sons.
Wait, no, that's the original
Oh,
Ralph,
that's the OG. He's one of the kids.
I think. Okay, he's
Yeah,
one of the
yeah, you're
kids.
right. You're right. Ralph
Oh,
Douglas
okay, he's
II.
one of the
See,
dang.
Yeah, yo, ruining your brand, yo.
Wow, you know your dad's out there trying to minister, and you out here on Facebook. Well, you know what? You're also a pastor's kid, so
Mm-mm.
oh, and he's just an assistant pastor. Man,
Real talk. You gotta drop that
he's not
title, my
the
J.
real thing. He don't even got no I mean, he got power. He's the pastor's kid, but there's a lot of play going on. What? There's a lot going on.
Oh man.
Why are we doing more digging than the Daily Beast? Is my question. We're like, what about this? And what about this? And they don't have it. This is literally one long paragraph. And I'm like, nah, this isn't enough. I need to know more. And
Real
now we in
talk.
here poking around.
We just read this article. We've already asked better questions than y'all. Okay? Come on, Daily Beast.
Wow. I'm not saying
Oh
we
man.
deserve a Pulitzer, but we need something.
Real talk, man. Send me out there, yo. I ask some questions, okay? Where are your walls? Okay? Why family?
Right.
Oh
Why
man.
do you count the families instead of the individual?
You know what
That
I mean?
one really sits weird with me
Yeah, real talk. It's kind of funny. I don't know. It
because
feels
yeah, I don't. That doesn't. Is everyone in that family a part of that church? That's not a thing. You're just saying, oh, these two are. They're all part of the family. We count them as. I don't know. There's just something weird about it.
yeah, it's just weird. I don't know. I didn't like it. I wonder how they count families,
Right.
you know? Is it like head of household? Is it
Mm,
is it different wives, but same head of household could be head of household multiple places?
right. I
When
don't know.
when does your kid become a separate family?
That's a very good question.
You know?
Well, they probably want to break that. Maybe they count each person as a family.
Yeah, that could be it too. Listen, you
Mm.
12, you got your own family, my G. You,
Right.
this
Yeah.
dog, that's a
You know
family.
what? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh,
That's weird. In other news, female frogs fake their own death to avoid unwanted attention from males, according to a new study. That's right. Female frogs aren't hopping to mate with every interested male frog, scientists have found. Instead, they are faking their deaths to escape unwanted attention.
I
Female European.
understand. I understand, boo.
Yo, lessons to be learned from these frogs.
Mm.
Uh, Female European common frogs were observed engaging in tonic immobility, essentially feigning to their own death to avoid mating. The phenomenon seems to have evolved in order for females to survive intense and potentially dangerous mating seasons. Uh, Carolyn Dittrich, an evolutionary behavioral ecologist who conducted the research as part of National History Museum Berlin, told us. European common frogs engage in an explosive breeding season, a short season in which males fiercely compete for access to females, which results in scrambling and fighting. Males also may harass, coerce, or intimidate females into mating, according to the study.
This sounds
Um,
like a reality show.
yeah, real talk. This is the most uncomfortable I've been reading about animals interacting with animals. Amid the chaos, female frogs are at risk of getting trapped in mating balls in which several males cling to them to vie for their attention, which could lead to their death. Wow. Dittrich's research began when trying to determine whether male frogs were choosing female mates with larger bodies because larger female bodies tend to have more eggs, therefore producing more offspring. Uh, yo,
Wait,
yo,
I'm sorry.
yo.
Wait, so these frogs like them thick?
Oh, real talk, yo.
Okay. I
Real,
mean,
that I can
I'm
relate to. I'm
still
with
mad at these male frogs, but I appreciate it. It's nice to be wanted out here. Somebody's noticing.
The results from that study showed that the male frogs were not chasing females based on body size and instead seemed to be interested in all of the females. Okay. The researchers also observed that the females were showing some avoidance behaviors towards the males, a behavior not expected to occur in this species because explosive breeders typically have a short time frame for mating season. Among the avoidance behaviors the females exhibited including a turning motion in which they turn and twist their bodies to get out of the grip of the males, a technique used more successfully by smaller females, as well as engaging in a call that is similar in frequency and structure to the calls the males make. However, the most astonishing behavior females exhibited to avoid male attention, however, was the tonic immobility or feigning their own death.
Wow. I mean,
Yo.
look, there was my sister and I, there was a time where my sister and I would go out uh dancing to MJQ like once a month, every month. We did this for a few years. And this was me like tapering off of my club life, right?
Mm.
Like I'm like, I'll go with her. We'll do this once a month. It's our sister bonding night, and then I'll go maybe a couple other nights in a month, but I'm not there every week like I used to be. Um and it's two women dancing to music, laughing and giggling and having a good time. So men approached us a lot, and what I is a my sister is better at like kind of talking or getting rid of, and I'm not good at that at all. I literally would stop. And like I'm dancing, I'm having a good time, and then they would approach, and maybe if they wanted to dance, they would do the thing where they just stand behind you and wait for you to just bend over and do the dance that way, and I would just stop. And so, I just we would just laugh at how we must look just out there, and then dudes approach, and then we just stop and just stare off into space. And then we would just start saying, "Act sleep, act sleep." When someone would approach, just act sleep, act sleep.
Yo. Oh
So
man.
look, I get it, frogs. I get it. I've been there. I absolutely been there.
Yo, it's rough out here in these frog streets, yo.
It really
People don't
is.
talk about it, yo. The
It
ponds
really
is crazy.
is. And I mean, like, and guys would either just be like, huh, and walk away, or they would get mad and say like terrible things, usually to me, not my sister. My sister is very cute, so they just keep trying. But me, they'd be like, man, fuck you, ain't no one want to dance with you anyway, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I can't hear anything. I'm asleep. And or if they had a good like they would or occasionally one would laugh at what is happening and be like, oh, all right, all right.
That's real talk, yo. If that happened to me, I'd be like, yeah, I go front. That's kind of fire.
That's that's not bad. That's not bad. Y'all just stop in the middle of the dance floor. Okay. All right.
I never understood that move. Like, I'd go out with like my boys, and they would be like, I would see them go out onto the floor
Mm-hmm.
and like just approach. And I feel like everyone had their own thing. So like I would see like a dude like tap a girl's arm and be like, yo, you want to dance? Kind of like motioning it.
Okay.
That makes sense to me. Like there's
Right.
yo, we gonna work this out. Other dudes would go right behind there. And I felt like while their success rate was similar, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that to be my story. You
Right.
know, like, yo, like you want that
Yes.
to be, you know what I mean? Like that becomes your partner. You want her telling that story to your kid. Oh yeah, your dad stood behind me at the club. That's so
Right.
wow. That's
Yeah.
so out of pocket to me. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I never got behind it. Like I just can't have that be the origin of this couple ever.
Yeah. No, I understand that for sure. Yeah, that's a wild way to
You know what I mean? Each their own, but yeah, my mission was different. That was not my goal. And I couldn't have that out there as the way that started. But yeah, man. Shouts to these frogs, you know what I mean?
I
I love it.
mean, yeah,
Do
I
what you gotta do
understand.
to get away.
Ladies, I understand it. Go on and wiggle your way out of it or fucking yell like they yell or act sleep. Go on and act sleep.
Real talk.
I am team act sleep. So
And other news, National Zoo's giant pandas to return to China in December, leaving only a handful in America. That's right. Wearing an I Love Pandas t-shirt and clutching a panda-covered diary, Kelsey Lambert bubbled with excitement as she glimpsed the real thing. She and her mother, Allison, had made a successful trip to San Antonio to watch the National Zoo's furry rock stars casually munching on bamboo. This is a beautiful story about a young lady seeing pandas. All great. The National Zoo's three giant pandas, amazing Tian Tian and their cub, Xiao Kiji. I probably butchered all those names,
Yeah,
but I
I'm gonna
tried.
say that's probably, uh, Mei Zhang.
Meijan, okay.
Um, oh, I don't know how you probably I don't know. I don't know how you would say that. Shan Shan and their cub, Zhao Kiji.
Zhao Kiji. Okay. They're all set to return to China in early December with no public signs that the 50-year-old exchange agreement struck between President Richard Nixon will continue. The National Zoo officials have remained tight-lipped about the prospects of renewing or extending the agreement, and repeated attempts to gain comment on the state of negotiations did not receive a response. However, the public stance of the zoo has been decidedly pessimistic, treating these remaining months as the end of an era. The zoo just finished a week-long celebration called Panda Palooza, a giant farewell.
Yeah, we ain't getting those
Wow.
pandas back.
Yeah, real talk, B.
A
That shit is
giant
done.
farewell.
That
Panda
is
Palooza, colon, a giant farewell. Yeah,
real talk,
nah.
B.
Yeah,
Yo,
they
they got
gone.
Kendrick Lamar performing. It's crazy, yo.
um, I mean, I kind of feel like, all right, let's see here. Dennis Wilder, a senior fellow at Georgetown University's Initiative for U.S. China Dialogue on Global Issues, calls the trend punitive panda diplomacy, noting that two other American zoos have lost their pandas in recent years, while zoos in Scotland and Australia are facing similar departures with no signs of their loan agreements being renewed. I think China it says here China appears to be gradually pulling back its pandas from multiple Western zoos as the agreements expire. I think China just wants its bears back.
That's it. Real talk.
I mean, and you know what? I can't be mad at it.
Listen.
They loaned them. It was a loan,
Yeah.
clearly. It
You
wasn't
know,
supposed to be forever.
and they
And
gave us a long run, 50 years.
I mean, that's a long time.
Real
Yes.
talk. I promise you the pandas ain't know about that.
No. Mm-mm.
50.
And
They
I
ain't know he
mean,
was leaving for that long.
are these the same pandas or are these, you know what I mean? How
Yeah,
old
how old are the pandas?
are these, the OG pandas, or are these panda relatives, like panda kids, the children, the offspring? I knew I'd get there. The offspring of the OG pandas.
No, oh my God,
Okay, let's see
pandas,
here.
they only live 20 years.
Yeah, well, those in human care can live to be 30. So these are not the OG pandas.
Yo, that's messed up. These pandas are American. Like they were born here.
Okay, yes. Oh, no, you know what? That's a very good point. All they
I'm
know is
saying. They
they
only know this is culture.
they only know this culture. That's
Real
true.
talk. That panda be eating pizza. Yeah, bagels. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yo, his life
yeah.
different, yo.
Oh my
Real talk,
goodness.
man. Yo, these poor pandas, I feel different now, you know?
All
I
right, so
fell in love
there's
with a girl
been,
next door.
yeah, I guess there's been some animosity. Um
Yeah,
yeah,
this
this
is
is,
clearly proof that like the US and China ain't getting along.
and no, we're not
Cause
getting
like
along.
because like China was been like, and another thing, I want my bears back too.
Yes. Yeah, China's coming over.
Yo,
China's taking its hoodie back. It's taking back its
everything.
bears. It's taking
This
all,
breakup is petty.
yeah, all the it's going through and picking out the CDs. And these are my books. Like, China ain't fucking with us. China's like, give me all my shit back.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So I mean, I hope that these pandas will be happy, but you did bring up a good point that these are American pandas.
Yeah, like
And
they grew up
so,
with this culture. They don't even
right.
like they at the very least they speak English.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
that's their first language. That's what they're
Yeah.
gonna understand.
Yep.
You know? Yeah, I'm torn. I
Yeah.
don't know. I fully respect, you know, the China taking a whole paid in full approach of like, yo, I gave them the product, you know, and now I want all of it back. You gonna pay double now, you know?
Right, right.
Respect, you know, I get that. You know, you laid it down, you know, you own the game now. But on a soul like level, you know, these pandas while they respect their heritage.
Yeah, yeah.
They love where they're from. But right now, this generation of panda, they're American, dude.
Yeah, that's what that's what they know.
That's it.
If someone sends me back to Africa, it will not be back to Africa. It will be to
To
Africa.
Africa, yeah.
because I'm from Brooklyn. See?
Real talk.
So
Yeah, I mean,
that's
I would be so
different.
lost in DR. Uh,
Right.
yo, I don't know if I'll make it, quite frankly.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
these poor
man.
pandas, y'all. I'm rooting for y'all. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. Boy, this is rough. This is
Real
really
talk.
rough.
We're gonna send you a care package, pandas, okay? A little mixtape. You know what I mean?
What do we send?
Bottled New York water.
I mean, I
Okay.
guess like I don't know, American flags. That what do we? Yeah,
Yeah.
what do we?
They're in San
Stars and
Antonio.
stripes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
send you some Tim Duncan jerseys. Okay.
No.
You know?
Well, now we're assuming that they were loyal to wherever they were. That team. They could have liked teams that were elsewhere. I mean,
That's
I
fair.
guess they can't go wrong with Jordans. We'll send all the pandas home with or back with Jordans. I
There you
guess.
go. Yeah, they deserve it.
Yeah.
You know. Pandas, y'all done a good run. Finally, we got scrolls were eligible. Or pardon me, illegible. Yeah,
I
not
love that you
eligible.
couldn't say that. That was very
Yeah, I
funny.
was like, hold on, that didn't feel right. I was like, what were they eligible for? These scrolls were illegible for 2,000
Mhm.
years. A college student read one with AI.
Oh,
University
boy, and we'll never hear the end of it.
University of Nebraska Lincoln student named Luke Farrader had been joined the worldwide competition to translate ancient Roman scrolls that were damaged by the volcanic eruption in AD 79. The 21-year-old computer science major had developed an AI program to detect the shard Greek letters written on papyrus. The text messages that he received while hanging out at a party showed an image of the scrolls along with an update stating that it had translated 12 letters of the Greek. It had recognized and translated 12 letters in the Greek alphabet and was now making complete words make sense. The Vestivus Challenge, a project created by the University of Kentucky computer science professor Brent Seals to decipher the Herculean.
I don't know why you picked this story.
Yo,
All these I'm looking through it and I'm like, "Hey, man, I can't
it's how
believe you gonna read all this?"
it's how I get better, shot. It's how I get better. Okay. I told you, I'm only working 5 hours a day. Okay, I got to challenge myself. All
That
right.
was the creative part. The pronunciation is the creative part. It's where I can go play.
Real
It's where
talk.
I
You know
can
what I mean?
play
I'm
with it.
trying here. This is fun. He got awarded $40,000 for his discovery. He is believed to be the first person in nearly 2,000 years to be able to read part of the scrolls. Bam.
Huh.
Making history out here, Sha.
I mean,
Uh,
great. You know what? Fantastic. Now, I don't want someone to write more scrolls using AI. Do you see what I mean? And try to pass those off and get like a free stack of pancakes because they they discovered these damn scrolls somewhere. That's the issue. If you're using AI as a tool to help like figure things out, okay, okay.
yeah.
But if you are using it in lieu of the arts, that's when
Nah, that's
I
fair.
get upset, you know?
I'm with
Um,
that.
but yeah, like sure, put in all the ancient language that you can into your program and then let it loose on a couple of old things and see what it finds.
Yeah. You never
Great.
know.
You never
I mean,
know,
we can
but
find Atlantis. You know what I mean?
I don't think any of this has anything to do with Atlantis. What?
Nah. I don't know how history works. Okay.
No, no,
I
that's
just assume
fine.
all of it is one country. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, for clarity though, I'm definitely wrong. 600, more than 600 scrolls were found in 1750, but people were worried about opening them, and that they would fall apart. And on top of that, they couldn't read them, so that makes sense too. This was discovered in a library near Pompeii that burned, and was buried under volcanic mud. But historians think the scrolls, which now look like burned logs, might have belonged to Julius Caesar's father-in-law, and Lucius Calpurnius Piso Cinesis.
I'm
That's
gonna
his
say
name.
Lucius Calpurnius Piso. What's his name? Caesar. Caesonius.
Sasonius. Yeah, I like that better.
Caesoninus. Caesoninus. I don't know.
Bond.
Yeah.
Real talk, yo. I'm gonna name my next kid Sasonius.
No, you're not. You can't even. No. You're first off.
We
I'm
out the
pretty
kid game.
sure.
Yeah, we out the
Yeah,
kid
you're
game.
out. I'm pretty sure Gabby's like, you want to do what? With who? Your new wife?
Real talk. All right, maybe it's gonna be my pet name. Okay.
Oh yeah, and then for you to have a kid that you're gonna name Lucius Calpurnius, only for you to call him LC for his whole life, while the rest of us are struggling with Lucius Calpurnius. It's
If
not
you
fair.
would like
It's not fair. Oh God.
to help me with my adoption of Lucius Calpurnius,
Get a cat. Get a cat. Name the cat.
Yo, Lucius
Calpurnius? Yeah, I can
like
see a
that.
cat named that.
Lucius Calpurnius Piso Caesonius Almonte. All you gotta do is subscribe to the show. I'm part of the brand too now, Sha.
No,
you know
that's true. That's true. It's your kid.
All you gotta do is subscribe to the show, baby. You an Apple, Spotify listener. We appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You think that name is too long.
Among other things. You think it's too long.
5 stars. You don't know how Latinos work. Okay, that's the shortest name in my family. Okay. Real talk. Gabby got 3 first names. Okay. She didn't even get to the middle and last names. All right. Lucius will fit right in. Okay. If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter or Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. Shout outs this week to Terry Beth, Brandy Spain, Bishop, and Shannon Lemoyne. And shout out to us. This is the first week in 6 weeks that we finished all the articles.
All the articles.
With all that said, I am still struggling with reading, but trying my best out here. Gastor Almonte.
And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I wouldn't do it. I absolutely would go through and write out. Let's see if we can do an elevator pitch of this article.
Yo, y'all be convincing me. People send me these articles, and I get inspired. I'm like, y'all believe I could read this, and I just add it. And
I think whoever sent this was like, nah, this is gonna fuck him up.
Who was this? I think this was Shannon. Shannon,
I know Shannon. That's absolutely not what she was thinking. She actually found this interesting. I know that for a fact. I've known her a long time. So
I did too, Shannon. I'm with you. Okay. Keep sending me complicated to read articles, Shannon. Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Complicated to read articles. Why not? Shannon believes in me. Thank you for that. Real talk. Shannon and everybody that wanted me to eat blueberries this week. All of y'all. Thank you.
Man, shout out to whoever was in Gastor's mentions talking crap about him for not believing that blueberries are food. Thank you. You are my army.
Yo, but low key, I had way more support than you expected. There was a lot of people that was like, yo, on the low, I don't fuck with raisins either. Or I don't touch blueberries. You know what I mean? I got way more DMs in my side than I thought I would.
I understand that, but do they still accept the concept of eating blueberries and eating raisins, right?
Yeah, but it's an idea. It's like
no, see, that's you. You think it's an idea.
I know you could bike to the Bronx from Brooklyn, but you wouldn't, right? I know it's possible.
Oh my gosh. Well, the way you were sounding before, you were like, there's no way that's real. And I'm like, that's absolutely real. How else would people know to put it on oatmeal if they didn't eat a handful of them? Oh my gosh.
Y'all are odd. I feel like that only happened. I feel like when you eat blueberries, it's exclusively off of oatmeal or pancakes. To me, I'm picturing a little kid that pick sprinkles off of the cookie. That's the same thing to me. You eat the blueberries off.
this is indicative of a larger problem that we have to. There's a lot more. We really got to rearrange some things up here at the brain. This is bigger than blueberries.
Oh man, I know, yo, this might be the latest of the episode title got hit right there. Bigger than blueberries. Drop next week. Catch y'all next time. Peace.